Me?
Yeah, you.
It's actually
Hello, everybody.
Doomtree, which is a band, and Surly Brewing.
Right on.
There you go. Hey, welcome to this Thursday night live chat. And welcome, everybody. Welcome all the guests. Welcome to everybody that's watching. But we've got John from J.O. Ventures Outdoors. We got North Star Knife Reviews. And this other, do you know this other guy here, John or Ray? Do you know who he is?
No, I told you not to let him in, but you did.
Told me not to bring him in, but I did. I know. I did, didn't I? How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. You?
Doing just fine. Did
Ray,
you get any snow up your way, Ray?
Not for a while. I'm down to, half my yard is uncovered now, and I've got maybe a foot left in the rest. These last few days, today was shorts weather up here. It was 40 degrees and sunny.
So, I started out with about 3 or 4 inches of fresh snow overnight and solid ice roads going to work.
I like winter. I just wish it was about a month shorter.
Yeah, I hear you. So we got a lot of people here already. We got Freedom Frog gear. Look at that. Hey, knife people.
What's going on to all my peeps?
How you doing, RJ?
Who, me? I do you know who I am now?
I do know who you are. I think I have a couple of your knives.
Yeah, just a couple of them.
Okay.
What's that?
I said okay.
Oh, it's different doing the after work show than the weekend show. I'm not.
It sure is.
Not as peppy.
Yeah, a little more subdued, aren't we?
Just a little bit, but hey, I do have a Roper knife.
Oh, let me bring it up.
I still have this one. He hasn't got this one yet. I'm sure it'll be the next one that he'll take.
Yeah, I'm starting a Roper collection, so the more you buy, the more I'll collect.
That's what I heard. But everybody loves this one. This is the Roper Buffalo Warrior. So we'll start out with that one. What's going on, Pete? I see you there, El Phoenix. Doom Cruise here. Nice. All right, that was for that one. I have my behind enemy lines Buck 110 too. The anniversary model since Walmart didn't want to sell it to me fair and square. But there you go.
Tom was a bootlegger in his last life.
He's a smuggler. He remembers the old routes, from the Great Lakes down through Wisconsin. Yeah.
You don't know how close you came to not getting that one too.
Oh no. Why didn't I get that one?
Yeah, I was in a generous mood, I guess.
Oh, I'm glad.
Oh.
Did you not have one?
What's that?
Did you not have one of those? I thought you did.
Yeah, but it was lonely. It wanted a partner.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Is that how you get those little baby buck knives?
That's
it.
You
leave them in the incubator, and next thing you know.
Yep. So, hold on here, John. Let me get you up here.
Yeah, that's the baby one for sure.
Buck 55.
The 55. Yep,
USA. Yeah, pretty cool. I got this one used, cleaned it up, sharpened it. I think it's actually been sharpened a few times, but very cool knife.
Yeah,
it is.
Very cool. Really love it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, but RJ may know.
It's half the size, right?
Yeah.
Buck 110. Yeah.
What you got there, Ray?
I got a buck too. This is a Chinese one, but I brought one on just for you, Tom. It's that Silver Creek bait knife.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So, you've got the serrated up top. If you need to cut bone or something, but it's got this plastic sheath with a lot of drainage in it.
Sure.
And it was the closest buck I had at hand. But I also, just for you, Tom, we're going to say this is 7-Up because I don't know what gets people demonetized, but I have my little American Eats Farmers with the Hawkeyes on it.
Oh, very nice. No golden gophers?
Well, my 19-year-old who was born and raised here likes the Gophers, but I grew up in Iowa and I went to the University of Iowa, so I gotta say that.
You got to support that, right?
I also have, in case Stephen over at Patty's Potato Peelers does watch a little later.
Uh-huh. Oh, what a Beyblade.
That's a peanut butter spreader for sure.
This is that 25th anniversary Rough Rider, gigantic trapper. I mean, look at this thing. It's big as my head. I mean, it's like for barbecue or something like that. You got this giant spay blade, and then you also got this, the big old clip point blade.
Wow,
not really practical in your pocket, but like I say, for barbecue or something.
I know a guy that can make a sheath for that for you.
Really? Who's that?
I don't know.
What was that? Let's see.
I would love
with Jay, I think, right?
I would love to do it.
If you want to make a sheath for that, I will send it off to you, and you can do that.
That'll take about half
a dangler.
Half a cow wrapped up in this.
That's just what I was going to say. It's going to take half a side there.
I'll have to go buy more leather for that.
Yep.
I'll have to go buy more leather. The sheath that you did have me make was quite challenging in itself.
I know. I gave you a big old knife there to put a wrapping on.
But that was really fun, Ray. It was.
You did a fantastic job. I mean, if anybody out there doesn't subscribe to J.O. Ventures, do it now. Tell your friends, tell your wife, tell your kids, tell strangers on the street.
Oh,
there you go.
Well, the same for North Star.
Jersey
I
Pete
really enjoy your channel, Ray, very much.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there, John. But Jersey Pete says there's a new 110 that's burlap micarta and 5160 steel, but I didn't see it. I'm looking on the Buck site. I don't see that one. So
if
I don't
Tom
know.
Doesn't have it, it doesn't exist.
There's a lot of them I don't have.
Well, between you and Boston,
I know.
Probably
those guys are the guys.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what. Who did I say this to the other day? I could spend the rest of my life just hunting down buck models, and I don't think I'd ever get them all. I mean, there's, I'm looking into the past, and especially the old slip joints, and just all the different models of the slip joints is difficult. So, what you got there, John? Hang on.
There's a North Star special.
Ooh, I recognize that.
A gift from Ray.
Yeah.
Very cool. I always forget what the wood is, but maybe Ray can tell me. But
walnut on both ends, desert ironwood in the middle.
Yeah, that's right. And what's the steel, Ray? I forget.
It's 80 CRV2. It's a steel they use a lot in Finland.
Yeah.
It's a carbon steel, and it's incredibly tough.
Which
is what you want, especially when you're out in cold weather, and it holds a pretty decent edge too.
Yeah. Oh, this is just real cool. I haven't been able to use it much yet, but I'm looking forward to taking that to the woods. Very cool.
Well,
very cool knife.
Glad you like it.
I made this sheath for it. So
that's a very nice piece too.
Yeah.
That's a nice sheath.
This goes right in there like that. Pretty cool.
It is.
Very, very special gift. I've gotten a lot of those recently.
Well, should we all kind of discuss that? This community just, every time you turn around, somebody's sending somebody something,
Yes, it's true.
It's just been incredible, really.
Speaking of that, Tom, you should have something from Amazon coming on Tuesday.
Wow. What?
Something that I think you said you didn't have. It's not an expensive thing, but I decided it's a lot more economical to have them pay to ship it than to ship it to me and then to you. So they say it's coming Tuesday. I don't know. One other thing, if anybody out there does want stickers, just send me an email, northstarknife@gmail.com, and I'll send them on out to you sometime next week.
Great.
And so I can't figure out how to get my own comments on here. So, hey, everybody,
Yeah, we had to experiment with it, but basically when you're a guest on StreamYard, you have to go to open a tab with YouTube in it or be on a separate device looking at YouTube, and then you can be in the chat.
Yeah, it's too late at night for me to do that.
Yeah. I was gonna say it took me a couple minutes and a couple of tries.
I'll just say hi to everybody, and I won't type it.
It's just easier for me to use two devices. Getting the split screens and doing all of that, that's way over my head. Oh, hang on there, Ray. Let's get you up here.
Well, you got two eyes. Use both of them, Tom.
I have something that might scare y'all. Don't give this to your wife. Tom, you might know what this is. Oops, gotta give him.
I've got an idea.
It's a castrating knife.
Yeah.
You push them up, slit it open, pull them out, snip them off. But yeah, there's an old US-made Cutmaster, so Utica cutlery, and it's not particularly sharp. I haven't sharpened it up or anything. I saw it on eBay for like $5, and I thought, I'll get it before my wife does, and then I can hide it, so she can't come after me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's how we get Rocky Mountain oysters, right?
Yep. I remember when I was growing up in Iowa, the local bar, every 6 months or so would have a Rocky Mountain oyster feed, and they're free. You just come in, bought, whatever. If you wanted French fries or something to go with them, buy your beer, your soda, and as many as you could eat. And you know what I did when I was out in Denver? I stopped in at a brewery, and they had a beer brewed with Rocky Mountain oysters.
Really?
I had to try it. I mean, I have no idea what taste it would or anything would put in it, but I thought if I'm out here, I got to do this.
Yeah.
Especially as an Iowa boy who grew up eating them.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Patty. Steven, how are you? Boston Blade Reviews, he's in here too.
Well, hey, everybody. BBR, Patty, Pete, Mike.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff popping off in the chat.
Now, I'm going to show my age, but who here, raise your hand, remembers Romper Room? Oh, come on, John.
I've heard the word. Does that count?
Well, John's grandpa heard about it.
I've heard the end of Romper Room. It was a kid show, and at the end it would be like, I see Jane and I see Mary, and so you sat there saying, "Oh, please say you saw Tom." You're waiting for him to call your name.
Oh yeah, you'd be waiting for him to call your name.
What we grew up on was Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah.
Every morning before I left for school, I could watch like 15 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And then walk the 3 blocks to school.
Oh, that's
funny. Yeah. Well, I am still kind of rocking this new knife. Can I do it on camera? You know how it is, RJ. You always foul it on camera. Hey, look at that.
That's right. There you go.
Buck Sprint Ops.
Tom, you're becoming a professional YouTuber, man.
I am. Look at that. Here, pretty soon I'll be able to charge my guests like RJ does.
Hey, don't go big time yet.
Byron says he dresses like Mr. Green Jeans.
There you go.
I still dress like Mr. Green Jeans. Yeah.
Good. That's good, Byron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. BBR says, love that, Tom. Yeah, that's here, well, it's been 3-4 weeks ago. Wife and I went to the big city, and this was at Mills Fleet Farm, and they had a price sticker, reduced clearance for $80. And I got on my phone and I looked up the model online, and these are not in production anymore, but the ones remaining were like $140 or $150, and they had this one marked down to $80. And I thought, you know what? I'm not so much into the moderns, but I better grab that deal.
Yeah, for sure.
S30V steel. And yeah, it's a nice knife. I'm glad I bought it.
Oh, there you go. Thomas Odell says he's watched many of your shorts and surprised to come across a live show.
Oh, well,
Stay
thank
safe.
you, Thomas.
For sure. Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, welcome.
Very cool.
You knew those shorts would get you somewhere.
Somewhere over the rainbow, maybe.
If you wore shorts in your shorts, maybe that'd get you some female viewership.
Howdy Doody was the best. Oh no, that's brother.
I have a little.
Remember,
new knife
RJ? I
was-
was. Oh, here, I'll get you up here.
All right. This just came in today. It's a old timer, 223 OT. I was just happened to be on Amazon a few days back, and it was like $17 or something. And I'm partial to old timers just because my dad always carried them.
Yeah.
But it's really nicely fit and finished. I mean, I think American Outdoor Brands has upped the game from when it was the old Taylor brands.
I do too.
I think they're doing better. The only problem I have with it is it's a one-hand open, but it's really kind of sticky. Makes a little indent in my finger. Might be a little better once I get it worked in, but I think
is that one like the Roper in that it has, like, if you look at where the liner lock is, is there like another line of steel there? So it's like, so it's almost like it's a single bladed knife, but they filled in where it could be another one.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. You just have to put some oil down in it and work it. And
yeah, I thought that. I mean, I wish they'd put this little thumb stud out another maybe quarter inch.
Yeah,
from the pivot to get you a little more leverage. But
right.
I mean, it's a really nice knife. I really like it. I think it's the first Schrade I've got, or at least traditional, that has a pocket clip on it. But it's got the the new shield that some people like, some people don't.
Yeah, that's what Jersey Pete saying. He never saw that shield. That's their new shield, Pete.
Yeah.
So starting this year,
they all have that
hexagon.
Old timer established 1958, and it's got a little sharp finger on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it very well, but.
And hey, Gizmo. I see he's there, but yeah, those are cool, Ray. And then after, it probably took me about a good year or whatever, but I can actually open that Roper that Tom has just with a thumb flick.
Yeah, I mean, I can open it, but it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you just have to work it in. It'll probably work, and then before you know it, you'll be able to just go and it'll pop right out there. Like,
I hope so, because I really like the knife.
Yeah.
Except for that, I mean, the fit and finish is probably the best I've ever seen on an old timer, quite honestly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey, Gizmo, welcome. Thanks for dropping by, everybody.
Hey,
thanks for dropping by. Hey, everyone, please hit the like button. That would sure help things out. Just hitting that like button whenever you're watching videos or lives. It sure helps us. We're always dealing with those, YouTube formulas that they like to throw at us. So just simply by hitting that like button, it sure helps us out an awful lot. John, I think you had a knife there ready. Let me just say real briefly before I forget, I'm on the email list from Copper and Clad. And if you're not familiar with Copper and Clad, they have a lot of, they get, what do you want to say? Exclusive knives made through Buck and their custom shop. And they also carry a lot of Boker knives. Now, this email is 6 days old, but they had Buck 110 folding light hunters for $28.99. They had a Buck Knives 501 Squire limited edition, normally $254, down to $199. And a Buck Knives 347 Vantage Pro marked down from $113 to $79. And then if you're a Boker fan, they had a whole bunch of Boker knives marked down. So that's Copper and Clad is the website, if that sale is still going on. Okay, what do we got there, John?
How about frost? Will I get kicked off of here if I have a frost?
No. No. You know what?
Yeah, we don't
John?
do that.
If Nick Shabazz was on here, yeah.
Yeah, this is a Frost locking copperhead. So it has this clip point blade here, this beautiful red covers, and then it's very interesting. But the main blade, to get it to unlock, you push the secondary blade to get it to close, and then the secondary blade has a half stop and is actually a Wharncliffe. So this is from the Family series, and it has a little bit different emblem on the covers. So really cool. I've been kind of getting into Frost a little bit here recently, and I just think they have so many different models. They're very inexpensive, and the fit and finish is pretty good on this one. The blade centering's not great, but other than that, it's
That just locks
really
on
cool.
the
It's
one blade, right, John?
It's a what now?
Just the one blade locks, the other one does not. Is that
Right,
correct?
that's
Yeah.
right.
That was
And
a
it has-
question from the chat.
It has this little choil area, but it's almost like an area to put your thumb, or I mean your finger right there. But just a really big choil right there. 440 stainless, of course. Most Frost are that. But yeah, just the main blade locks. The rest of it doesn't. But I just thought it was a really cool little piece.
Yeah, it's really nice looking.
Yeah, I like the red.
Yeah, that red looks really
Red
good.
scales. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I welcomed in El Cap Addict and Big J. Did I miss you guys? If I did, it's RJ's fault. He's supposed to let me know.
It
He's
is,
slacking here.
We're reversing chairs today, and we're kind of not used to stuff like this. It's kind of crazy.
It is.
So
It is. So, John,
anything
you said you've been kind of getting into the Frost knives a little bit.
Yeah, and I didn't bring the rest of them in here that I had purchased. I did get a I found this very interesting one. It's a Flying Falcon, little single bladed, and I showed it in a video I think recently, but I picked it up for like $5 or something, and I mean it's got brass liners and it's just a single blade. I've seen a lot of these on like eBay and things, but it's pretty cool. It's a Flying Falcon. I don't know if anybody knows anything about it, but
No.
Yeah, kind of cool. I've seen a lot of them with advertisements on them, and I've got a small toothpick too.
Sure.
Here. This blue small toothpick, which is part of the Steel Warrior series,
Right.
which is very popular. But that's kind of cool too. They're just little collectors, I just think they're kind of cool, and so I've picked up a few of those. But over the last few months, but they're inexpensive, easy to find usually.
Yeah. RJ's correct. He's very perceptive, isn't he?
I'm not slow on the uptake today.
Oh, cool.
That's funny.
Mike
So,
asked if I'd ever been to Chattanooga, Tennessee to Frost. No, I haven't. That would be pretty cool. That'd be cool to visit.
Tom,
What
you were
do
talking
we
about
got there?
TV shows.
Oh, that's cool.
You were talking about TV shows. There's an old Davy Crockett knife.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's got, looks like, shaped like a hatchet.
Right.
And, this is a little cap lifter.
Sure.
On the end, and I mean, it's going to be tough to really see it, but
That's coming through pretty good.
cool. And then, I mean, it's got some flaws on, but again, another thing I picked up on eBay, just got this little knife on. This was sold, for kids.
Sure.
And it was just one of those, look, this does predate me. Okay. I do remember seeing some reruns, but I was not around for the originals. I'm sure, Tom, you were probably like 85 when this came on.
I was.
But
Yeah.
not me, but since you're talking about the TV shows, I ran and got this quick.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I was just going to say that Tobias Gibson did a real good video once on Jim Frost. Of course, Jim Frost is deceased now.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people mock him for the quote, cheap knives and this and that. But he started, what is that, Cutlery Corner Network or whatever, the TV show where they sell knives. He started all of that. And he's probably responsible for getting a lot of people into knife collecting.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with a cheap knife as long as it works.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a difference between no quality knives and quality knives. And
right.
Get quality knives at all different price points.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Absolutely.
It's fun, and it gets it gives people that are on a budget a place to a model to collect or a brand to collect.
Same with Rough Riders.
And yeah, same thing with Rough Riders. I think Rough Riders are just incredible. I had 4 Rough Riders at one time, and I've given 2 of them away here recently, but I need to get more of them. They're really cool and very, very good for the money.
Another nice thing is that they make all of these different patterns that nobody else is making.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. I know, Case will come out with their Vault knife, but Rough Rider has just dozens of different models. And if it's $15 and you try it and it's not for me, you're not out a great amount of money.
Exactly.
And it still works.
That's kind of what I've always thought there, Ray. Exactly that. Invest in one of those, see if you like the pattern. If you do, and then later on want to get a better quality one, if there is one available, then go for it. Yep. Rather than, outlaying a big chunk of change there on something and say, I hate the knife, So
I agree.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's for sure.
We had Dwayne Letterman drop in. Hello, Dwayne. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Just gave me a Rough Rider here recently, this brass lockback. And
those are
thank you,
cool.
Pete. Very, very cool. Love this. I carry it in this little slip that I made a little while back. So very cool.
Now, are there any of your knives that don't have a slip?
Well, I'm kind of getting low. I've been giving a lot of them away. And like I told you the other day, I kind of keep the slips that I make a mistake on. And got this one that's very similar to the one I made for Pete recently. And I kept it for myself because the bear is not quite centered right. And I didn't want to give it to the person I was making it for. So I sometimes just keep them for myself when they're mistakes, so
sure.
That's usually what happens. But I do have several slips and organizers that I've made, over the last couple years. So, many of them don't have a slip, but
I would have to say, I would bet that you're, what do they call them? The word just flew my mind. I would say your factory seconds are probably better than a lot of guys' original works. So
well, I don't know about that. You haven't seen all of them. Rough ones at the beginning.
We're not talking about the practice ones.
Yeah, there's some rough ones, but
Any of you guys collect Swiss Army knives at all?
No. What?
Only Jo.
Swiss what?
Swiss Army knives. This new thing came out. I've collected them, but since they discontinued a bunch of models,
some of your good work, Jo.
Oh yeah, thank you
for that.
I was really thrilled when I learned that you were going to get one of those.
I was too.
I'm very glad you like it and that it works okay for you.
I do. Thank you very much. That's just another example of gifts in the community, because John commissioned that for me, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. The first one I made was gigantic, and the knife just fell out of it. So I still have that mistake from that project, but that's an example. But
Sorry, Ray. I didn't mean to.
Oh no,
I
not a
didn't
problem
know
at all.
that Tom
Was
was
there
going
any
to
knives?
enlarge the.
Not a problem at all. I
the frame.
love seeing John's work.
It's another mistake that I made. I'm sorry.
There you
Um, Ray, are you keeping track of RJ's mistakes?
Yes.
I don't have
track.
that many fingers and toes.
How am I going to know how much to dock his pay?
I think he owes you money.
I think so.
I think so too.
What you got there, John?
Oh, I feel like I'm the only one showing knives here, but I need to be quiet so you all can do it.
No.
This is a gift. This is another gift, another example of kindness in the community. This was from a viewer. His name was Walter, and he sent me a package. It was supposed to be just a Tinker Small, but it ended up being more than that. And this is a Huntsman that he sent me, and with 3D printed scales. So he 3D prints the scales in these clips, and I didn't realize till later that these clips glow in the dark as well. So pretty awesome gift. And the Huntsman is, pretty much a climber with a saw. It's got the Victorinox saw on here, and it's got the corkscrew. And these are plus scales. They have a pin, ballpoint pen, toothpick, and tweezers in them, and the straight pin right down here. So pretty cool.
Yeah, Mike Curtis likes it.
Well, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
I'll jump in here real quick. Gift, because I have one of Ray's special knives also. And I always do forget the wood on mine too. It's ebony and walnut and cherry.
Yep.
Aha, I got it. Ooh, I didn't even study, Ray.
Well, that's impressive.
But look at that craftsmanship on that wood handle. And you know what? I was watching another live, and there was a gentleman who was talking about wanting knives that could be recommended for him to use because he has arthritis and has a hard time getting like slip joints open and things like that. Now, I think he was overseas, so a knife like this he may not be able to carry out in public and take with him. But I was thinking around the house, these are exactly the kind of knives to have, because you've got that great big handle on there, and even with arthritis and stuff, you can grasp around that and hold it tight. So that's what I like about these Puukko style knives, is that nice handle. Boy, you can really get a hold of them good.
Well, I'm glad you like that.
I sure do. I started to make a tri-stick earlier this winter, and the wood I was using, for one, it was wet, and two, it was the wrong kind of wood. So I'm waiting for this spring. I can go out and get me a good small branch and use your knife to make a tri-stick out of. But what I've used of it so far, it's a great knife.
Well, good. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I'm going to be happy for spring too, because my garage is detached and it's unheated, and so I can't make anything right now. Well, I could go out for about 5 minutes and I'd have icicles for hands. So I'm looking forward to spring so I can get out there and try to do some stuff too. But I, as I was mentioning Victorinox earlier, they discontinued all these knives. And so I've been kind of looking around just because some things that I'd been like, oh yeah, I should get that sometime. And now I'm like, well, I should get it now. I'm gonna have to buy it on eBay. But I picked up this, and one of my favorite knives is the Bantam.
Mm-hmm.
The Bantam is just a blade and the little cap lifter, bottle opener, whatever you want to call it. And this is like the Bantam, only has one more thing. But I think these are probably the blades or the utensils, whatever, that most people use most often. Maybe the scissors, but obviously the blade that's what you have a knife for. And then, to open a soda or a beer or whatever. But these from the Victorinox site, now these have been discontinued, but they sell some there. They're like $18. And so I picked up 5 of them. because one for my pocket, one for the collection, one as a spare, and then two I'm giving to a couple of my kids. But in addition to those two blades, they have the saw. It's the saw that Victorinox makes.
Oh,
and it's called Walker.
The Walker, yeah.
And I was just thinking, just something if you don't know where you're going to go and you want to make sure you're legal and all that. The blades are under 3 inches; they don't lock. But it's just like for a little hike in the woods, you got your blade, and then if you wanted to make a little fire, you can cut some branches, something like that. But I thought, for $18 direct from Victorinox, I was pretty happy. So,
well, yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that's one I've been wanting, Ray. I've thought about
the Victorinox website. They still have them there. I don't think Amazon had them anymore, but
okay,
yeah. And if you order over $50, you get free shipping from Victorinox, which is part of the reason I ordered so many of them too. But
yeah, very cool. Well, I could show lots of Victorinox.
You got another one ready?
You're probably the expert on them, you and Ray.
I don't know if I'm
At
the
least
expert.
on this
I'm not an
expert.
expert. Go to Hobie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
Hobie knows a lot. Tobias knows a lot.
So I was in Illinois. Big J is part of the world, I guess, and was in a antique store and saw this little guy for $5. And at first glance, you would say, "Oh, that's an SD Classic." But I immediately noticed it didn't have a key ring. And if it doesn't have a key ring, it's a different model. And in fact, this is not an SD Classic. It's a bijou. It's a Victorinox bijou. Basically, it's like a classic, not the SD Classic, but like the Classic, which doesn't have the screwdriver. It just has the nail cleaner. And the bijou doesn't have the key ring. So that's really the only difference between it and the SD Classic. And I believe the SD Classic is one of the ones being discontinued. Is that right, Ray?
Yep. It's gone away. I picked up a red one and an Edelweiss one.
Yeah.
Just for the collection. But yeah, it is that bijou. That's been discontinued too, right?
Yeah, that's been discontinued
for a
while back. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's really small. Mark Kaufman has lots of great videos on this.
Yeah, he does. He does.
And he has an excellent collection. And so if you want to know about Victorinox, he's a good one, along with Tobias. And there's somebody else. I think it's Swiss Army Grizz has a lot of videos on Swiss Army knives too. But
I mean, you could spend your entire life chasing down Swiss Army knives.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
And then I've got this other one, and it's kind of special because I don't know if you can see it or not, but it says Hofritz on the Tang stamp.
Very nice.
And that's a Pockapal. It's got the brass rivets and the brass liners. So it's an older one. I think it's from the 70s, but it also has the Hofritz Tang stamp, and that's a little bit rare. That was a distributor of Victorinox knives or department store or something. I always get it wrong. But maybe somebody in the chat can help me out with that. But this was in like a $5 and $10 knife box at the pawn shop. And I said, "Oh, I think I'll take that one." So I brought it home and cleaned it up. And so that was a really great find. So
That's
I
really
enjoyed
cool.
that. So I don't know, Ray, are they discontinuing the executive too?
They are. I think and sometimes it's a little hard to tell because there's an executive with the red Celador scales. Then there's the executive, the ALOX, but I think that's called the executive secretary or something like that.
Oh,
and I know like the Sentinel, they're discontinuing, but
yeah,
there's a Sentinel and a Sentinel one hand, and I don't think they're discontinuing the one hand. I've saw, Tobias did one on it. I've checked out another one. I've got a few lists online just because, I'm some of the less expensive ones. I'm like, if it's like $25 or $30 and I want it, I should probably get it now because it's going to be $60 on eBay a year.
Yeah. Well, that gentleman he also sent me an executive, which is a 74 millimeter. And he said, I see you didn't have a 74 millimeter in your collection, because I did my series on my collection. And so this has got the nail file with the nail cleaner. It has the scissors, 74 millimeter scissors. It has a small pin blade. It's got the large main blade, and it has the orange peeler, toothpick and tweezers. And this has the toothpick and tweezers. I just don't have it with the knife at the time. This is going to be a project on the channel. I'm going to do some videos on cleaning this up and polishing the scales and that sort of thing.
John, El Cap Addict has a question. Maybe you or Ray can answer, or RJ, wanting to know what the reason is why they're discontinuing them. Is it because of sales, or they got new models coming out, or do you know why?
I'm guessing it's sales. I mean, it's money.
I think you're right, Ray.
You know, I mean, the Swiss Army knives, you've got so many that are like other knives, except, you know, they're 10 millimeters smaller, or they've got the corkscrew instead of the screwdriver, or whatever. And, you know, like is the Ambassador like the Classic, only bigger, I think. You know, they're discontinuing that because it probably didn't sell because everybody's a Classic. And so some of these things I just think are so similar to other things that they're like, let's just, you know, it's cheaper to just make one model instead of two, you know, or 10 instead of 14 or whatever. I think all of the old Wenger models are going away, like all the Evo Grip and Ranger, which is too bad. I liked those. I thought they were really comfortable. And, you know, Wenger always had this reputation of not being quite at the quality level of Victorinox, but I think they were more innovative. You know, they tried new things where Victorinox was a little more, you know, the older conservative company, although I think they made a little better quality in general, but, you know, they both had their place.
Yeah. I've got a couple of Wenger, but
Ray,
they're cool.
Pete there, Jersey Knife Guy, says he likes that little Joker you showed. Can you show it again?
Which one now?
The Joker?
The Walker?
Oh, it says
This
little
one?
Joker. Maybe it's the little Walker. Is that what you're looking for, Pete? I'm not sure.
Yeah, because the Walker, I guess that sounds like Joker. Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe
No,
I
he
should have
said-
had
I
this
think
drink.
he meant a Joker brand knife.
Oh, Joker brand. I gotcha. I can run and get it. You guys,
Okay.
I'll be back in a second.
Sure.
We
We'll
can
chat
talk-
amongst
talk
ourselves.
amongst
We'll
ourselves.
occupy our time here for a minute. RJ, you're being too quiet.
Oh, I know. I was going to jump in on the thing. I watched a couple of videos too about the stuff that Victorinox is discontinuing. Ray is completely right. They're getting rid of the stuff that you know, when they bought Wenger, they're getting rid of the Wenger models, and then they are doing away with the ones that are, you know, similar models that might only have like one feature off or something, you know, but the same size and stuff. So I was just going to second what he said. And then hopefully they will come up with some new stuff too.
I got it.
Yeah. Tobias's video is really good. And
Yes, it
Mark
is.
Kaufman also has a good video.
Yeah.
But
Very good. Take me off this large screen,
I-
Tom. You're going to drive your audience away.
I got
Well, oh, yes, sir.
My
Hey,
goodness.
we got Michael Morgan in the house.
Hey,
Oh, Nemo.
Nemo. Yeah, we're having an insurrection.
Okay.
Nemo.
Hang on here, Ray. We'll get you up.
That's all right.
We'll get you up.
So
There you
just
go.
for my buddy Pete over there, Jersey Knife Guy. I had the little video about this Joker. It's the, what is it? Sorry, I gotta take my glasses off to read it here. The Setter NP112. Joker makes some really nice little knives, and I mean they make some, you know, higher end knives too, but they make some really decent budget knives. And this is I think it's rosewood. I can't remember for sure, but it really looks nice, you know. And the quality on it, you know, you've got, this was like a $19 knife or an $18 knife. You've got the back spring, and then you've got the liners with the milling on it. I think this is a great little like office carry or gentleman's knife. Got the little drop point blade. Just a nice little knife. It's 4116 steel, so which is I think essentially what Victorinox uses. I think they use a proprietary one, but it's not going to hold an edge forever, but it's going to be easy to sharpen. And if these small knives, an office carry or something, you're not using them for heavy duty stuff. So I really like this. I was very impressed when I got it. I've had a couple other Joker knives that have been nice, but this one really I think is pretty and especially for the money.
Very nice. I've been hearing a lot about Joker knives, but I don't have any.
Very cool.
I think they have some pretty nice fixed blades, don't they?
They do. They have some very nice fixed blades, and they're made in Spain.
Yep.
If you don't like Chinese knives for whatever reason, it's an option.
I was real impressed with Pete's Joker Cocker. He sent that over, and I made the slips for a while back. I just thought it was cool. It was just a really cool knife.
Thrifty said that knife is sold out on Amazon.
Oh, the little Joker?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they'll come back. They carried a lot of Jokers.
Yeah.
Amazon. Amazon isn't my favorite place to give money to, but sometimes it's the easiest place to find some things.
Sure.
I like, Power Cutlery has some good prices usually. Who else? Obviously Smoky Mountain Knife Works, but just sometimes you're looking for something and you can't find it anywhere in Amazon. It just happens to have it. So.
Right. El Cap Addict's got to run. Hey, thank you so much for dropping by. Sure appreciate it. Yep. Well, I'll tell you, my dilemma is every year I wait for Case to come out with their latest in their Ictus collection. And this year I saw that they had a slimline trapper with the, boy, it's a mouthful. Purple curly maple handles with the Ictus shield. So they had the slimline trapper. And I got it ordered and I got it in. And I thought, we've got the 4-bladed Congress, which is the vault pattern for this year. They got that with this shield. So I thought, okay, I've bought my 2 patterns that I don't have with the Ictus shields already. And that's all I need to do for this year. Well, then I get this SMKW catalog. And then with the Ictus patterns, there's a small Stockman. So the medium Stockman, I've got 2 medium Stockmans already. I've got a trapper already with the trapper over here already with the Ictus, but I do not have a small Stockman. So there you go.
Well,
they do that to me every year. You think you've got planned out what you need to buy, and then something else comes up.
I'd send an email to their marketing department. I said, if you need Tom to buy more knives, you just have to put those Ictus shields on it.
Yep.
He will respond.
I can't help it.
Now, what if Buck starts putting those on all their knives? Gonna have to.
I don't know. My head would explode. It would explode, quite literally.
It would.
I have a little something for RJ.
What do we got here?
Here we go.
There's a little case trapper.
Nice.
That's the pocket worn. I can't remember what the color on this is, but it's it's not one of the big trappers. It's one of the smaller ones. But again, case sometimes can be a little iffy with their fit and finish, but this one is really nice. And here, if Patty's still on here, here's the Spay blade for him. And we got that California clip.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is I pulled this out actually just for RJ since he's a trapper fan.
Well, thank you so much, Ray. That was pretty awesome. I always enjoy seeing those.
I really like the pocket worn. They're really
the
really
pocket worn.
nice.
I don't have one yet. I need to. What? Tom sell the Roper Pecos to raise some money? That's horrible. That's a horrible idea, El Phoenix. But if
That's-
you do, Tom, make sure you put it up for auction, and maybe it'll go down in value since people know I owned it.
Oh,
When you gonna sell your bucks, Tom?
I don't plan on selling them. No,
I'm sure Boston would buy some.
he probably would.
Yeah, he'd buy both of them that he doesn't have.
The host has muted my mic.
Nope, you're unmuted.
Okay.
You're not.
I hit the wrong button. I was
Oh, I thought that was a response to the sell your bucks.
no. The only one that I would mute would be RJ.
Well, with good
I would
reasons.
I would never say anything like selling bucks. That's horrible. Yeah. I have my yellow trapper here, but this is also another thing that the guys in the chat might want to get into. Mike Curtis, if he's still in here, he forwarded me a thing on Instagram, and they're having a 30-day challenge to carry a slip joint, every day for 30 days, just no locking blades. Some people ask me, does it mean you have to carry the same one every day, or did you want to carry a different one? But I just said, yeah, I'm going to carry this one, and it's the full size yellow trapper. But if you guys want to join in on it, it's just for fun. You can post pictures on Instagram of what slip joints you're carrying, and it's just a fun thing to do. It's not too serious, but if you guys are interested in such a thing, it's out there.
Well, I can do that.
In fact, I have a slip joint, a couple of slip joints for Tom that he could see too. Yeah,
I've met that challenge. This
Absolutely.
slip joint is in my pocket every single day for months and months and months and years.
Oh yeah.
And that's one of those Evo grips, right?
Evo
It
Grip
is.
11, yeah.
Yep. Those are really comfortable.
They are. I really do like them.
Good taste.
Well, thank you.
They taste good. Oh, I should have got one if they taste good.
Yeah, don't you always lick your knives out there?
I do, because that's how I test for the blade steel and the Rockwell hardness.
And whether it's cancer inducing or not, right?
Yes, exactly. I do that so you don't have to.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know how well you can see it, but they're concave here. And then that kind of rubbery type non-slip grippy stuff there on both sides. Yeah.
Wow, Tom, I think I've mastered this.
Let me see that. Hold on.
I can see through my hands, Tom. I can hold two knives and see through my hands.
Oh my gosh. How did you do that?
You gotta be technically proficient, but I thought these are two bucks that you could carry. Here's that little single-bladed doctor's knife and the buck canoe. But
Yeah.
there you go. I'm holding two knives and I can see through my hands. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's
Where's
right.
Jerome when we need him?
Where is Jerome? That's cool.
Oh,
Very
well,
good.
I thought you might enjoy that, Tom. It
But are
can't-
they sharp? Are they sharp?
Are the knives sharp?
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Well, then they wouldn't be my knives because you know me, I don't sharpen them.
Well, if none of your knives are sharp,
You can do it, Tommy. You can do it, Tommy.
You can do it,
You
Tommy.
can do it, Tommy.
Yeah.
I can sharpen a plastic knife.
There you go.
Hey, I see Randy's in the house too.
Yep.
So, fellas, I'm going to have to leave in a few minutes
Oh,
because
sure.
my wife's a nurse and she works 12s.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so she just got off at 7 and I got one of the kids to bed and I told her I'd help put the other one to bed after I did an hour on here. So I'm just going to show one more knife and then I'll let you guys go on.
Well-
So I'm not blabbering the whole damn time. But this
Well, Ray,
I've shown
Ray,
a couple
just
of
so
times.
you know, we're going to be shutting down in about 5 or 10 minutes anyway. So
Oh, okay. No
Yep.
problem then. But I've shown this online a couple times recently, and I think Thrifty Kniffy was commenting on it. This is one of those knives that if you're a knife collector, you really should have.
Yeah,
at least have experienced it. Otter Messer, Mercator Black Cat. These, I think, started out in World War I, or right? And the
yeah, I
troops
think
used to
you're
bring
right.
them home.
Yeah,
Because these were sort of the German pocket knife in pre-World War I Germany, and they're just really nice knives. Really well done. The only thing, they're not the most comfortable because they're very thin and metal, but they just disappear into your pocket, and really well put together. I think got a nice lock on it. But yeah, the troops, I guess, brought these home after World War I, and then they became popular here.
yeah.
Those are so cool, Ray.
Ray,
That is cool.
Ray, I actually anticipated and I hoped that you would show that knife tonight because, yeah, let me show you this one here real quick before you go. This is a K55, one of their fixed blade knives.
That is beautiful.
This is from my brother in his collection. But I wanted to say the Mercator trademark originates from the Latin word for the manufacturer's name, Kaufmann, which translates into English as merchant. The original single blade knife, which you were showing, was marked on the handle with the leaping cat and the K55K logo with the second letter K reversed. This trademark is derived from the initial of the manufacturer's name, K, the street number of the factory address, 55, and the first letter of the German word for the word cat, or cats, Katze. So that's where the K55 Mercator comes from.
Yep. And they're just, it's just a classic knife,
It is.
It's just one of those. There are a couple dozen knives out there that you really sort of need to have, or at least, even if you don't like them, have them once and then get rid of them if you don't like them, but just to have had it and experienced it.
So, Otto Messer now makes them, and Otter knives have been around since 1840. And, of course, there was, like a lot of knives companies, there's lots of different gyrations that they go through and mergers and sales and stuff. So, yeah, that is a very old and historic knife pattern there.
Did you see?
Thanks for sharing.
Did you see Mimo's comment there in the chat, Tom?
I did not.
He has a dull buck with translucent scales and an Ichthus shield. Any takers?
Yes. Yes.
I thought since it was dull, it must have belonged to you.
Name your price, Mimo. Well, Ray, it's certainly been a pleasure to have you on. I understand you got to run, so don't let us hold you up. But on behalf of the other guests and all the viewers,
thank you, Ray.
Well, thank you very much. Always a pleasure, gentlemen. Everybody out in the audience too, a great community, and glad to be part of it. So you all have a good night. All right.
All right. You too.
Yep. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you. Now I got to figure out how to log off.
There should just be it. There it is. He got it.
Found it. He found it. He found
it out.
Over and out. That's right. Okay. And then there were 3. Well, fellas, it's coming up right up on 9 o'clock. So, John, do you have any closing thoughts here before we shut her down for the night?
Oh, I just think, we were talking the other night, which folks will maybe see at some point. This community is just so awesome. I really appreciate everybody, the support of our channels, the support of each other. I mean, these shows of appreciation recently have just been phenomenal. And it's just been, awesome to see all these gifts come in and support for the lives and for the channels. And it's a lot of fun, really is a lot of fun. And I appreciate what everybody does. And I think, Ray, I think RJ really, the lives and Big J and Boston's live on Saturday night are just awesome. And lives like this help us come together and just get to know each other, along with the traveling knives and all those other activities where we interact. I think that's important.
Yep. Well, thank you. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, John.
Mm-hmm.
RJ?
Yes, sir.
Any closing thoughts here tonight?
I would just echo what John said. I think all of us getting together, having fun, sharing time with the audience, and just having fun with each other. It's a huge part of the week. It's a big part of the community. And I think with the lives, I've told you guys this before, but my philosophy with the live streams is that the live streams are for the people. And when we do reviews, we do reviews on knives, but then, on the live streams, it's like we get to interact and you guys get to see our personalities and kind of behind the scenes and get to know us a little better. I think it brings us all together closer in a community and makes everyone feel like they belong and have a seat at the table. Not everybody's on screen. We have lots of great commenters that come in on our videos, on the live streams. They're always active on the videos that we do. They're always leaving comments and stuff. And we've gotten to know several of you. It's really a good thing. It's just a lot of fun and a lot of fellowship. And that's always, it's always a good thing.
Very, very well said, RJ. Thank you. Well, I guess to wrap it up, I didn't do a very good job of self-promotion here, I guess, tonight. But yeah, if you're watching this video in the replay, or if you're still here with us on the live, I have started a Saturday morning series of Saturday morning chats. Last Saturday, RJ and I chatted for a while. And coming up this Saturday, it'll be myself and John. And I plan on inviting some more channels to do a channel chat with for a pre-recorded video on Saturdays. So if anyone's interested, any channels out there interested in participating, it's a half hour or roughly a half hour. So not real long. And it's pre-recorded. Just as relaxing as can be, or try to be. I mean, you two survived it, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
We did.
Well, it hasn't aired yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you survived the recording. I might bite, but I don't bite hard, right? So,
Well, I talk to you all the time, Tom. So
yeah, I know it.
it's really great.
Well, to the viewers, everyone that stopped by, anyone that might be watching this on replay, thank you so much for dropping by and spending some time with us. And again, thank you, John and RJ, for joining me, and Ray, even though he has just left. I really appreciate it. This was very short notice, so thanks for taking time out of your busy evening.
You're welcome, Tom.
Yeah, thanks for
Okay.
inviting us.
We'll be there for you. You just call.
I know that. I know that. You're a great group of guys. Okay, everyone have a very delightful night and delightful end of the week.
All right. Good night, guys.